A lot of people still heartbroken. Justice correspondent Candace Kelley joins us now. Good morning once again, Candace. The judge flustered yesterday, perhaps that's the right word for it, that already jury selection is behind schedule. They have a lot of people to get through, to interview, to seat this jury. Why is it going so slow?
Well, listen, at the beginning of the jury selection process, when we look at Monday, there were a lot of questions that were asked by prosecutors and defense attorneys as to what questions they could ask at all. For example, the defense wanted to ask all of the jurors about how they felt about Black Lives Matter. Prosecution said, what does this have to do with the case? But it seems that this Black Lives Matter has become a threshold as to what people think about race. And this is not all encompassing. What does Black Lives Matter have to do with this case?
Yeah.
There were questions about the death penalty, whether or not that should be brought up to tell the jurors that this is not a death penalty case. The defense said, we don't even want the word death penalty to come up. So at the beginning of Monday, there were a whole lot of questions that had to be sorted through. And yesterday, there were a lot of questions that had to be sorted through to figure out what can we even ask these potential jurors. So that got them a little behind.
Yeah, but Candace, it's just a follow-up because, you've taught us a lot with your legal mind. Why wouldn't this have been decided, back and forth filings before all this? Why did it have to be just decided yesterday with people trying to move through the process?
You're exactly right. And, a lot of this has to do with logistics and scheduling. This was a 3-page
Okay.
questionnaire. Normally, questionnaires are a little longer, but this was just a
Yeah.
matter of things that came up to attorneys at the time. And once you open up that door, when one attorney has a question, well, then another is going to have a question. And they battled that out for a pretty long time on Monday.
Yeah. But so far, 8 people we've learned will move forward to the individual questioning phase. What does that mean?
What it means is that these 8 people are now going to go to a part of the questioning process that we just are not going to be privy to. Even in the Derek Chauvin case, we heard the one-on-one questioning. We got a sense of what these potential jurors sounded like. Didn't know what they looked like, but what did they sound like? What was their demeanor? We're not going to be able to see any of this in this situation. And I think that does make a difference because of the fact that we out in the public are not necessarily casting our judgment about what we think is going to be one way or the other based upon a person's race or their occupation. All that speculation is removed, and that is exactly what the judge wants. Keep these jurors as anonymous as possible, and that's what's going to happen next. One-on-one questioning in total and complete privacy, Sharon.
Yeah, and we saw that, and we're journalists, Candace, so I don't necessarily prefer that. Obviously, I want to know as much as I can about the people
Absolutely.
deciding this case. We saw that, though, in the Chauvin trial, and I think, from where I sit, it worked out, and he was held accountable. Attorneys for Travis McMichael, they have said that if they believe what's going on outside of the courtroom interferes with what's going on in it, they're going to want some changes. What exactly do they want?
Listen, at any time, attorneys have the opportunity to say, listen, we want to change the location of this case. Now, they haven't asked for that as of yet. But what's going on the outside of the courtroom really affects what's going on the inside. At this point, there are no large police barricades like in the Chauvin trial. There's no National Guard, huge presence, and things of that nature that make the local community feel like this is a police state. And that's very important because as these defendants are walked into the courtroom, if at any point there was the opportunity for them to feel like they were threatened or intimidated, then
Hmm.
this would open up the door for attorneys to say, listen, I want to change the location because I don't like what's going on outside. So I think that it was a very good move and an interesting move that the local police said, listen, we've got this under control. And it's good because then that means that more than likely it won't interfere with what's going on inside. Peaceful
Yeah.
rallies have been planned for the next couple of weeks. And so that can't be the blame necessarily if they do change the location. And often what goes on the outside will compel an attorney to change the location.
Yeah, and just as a follow up, we're almost out of time, but Dre Clark told us yesterday he's not seen counter demonstrations. Right now, the only
Mm,
demonstrations that are being seen are in support of the Arbery family, in support of
yes.
justice for Ahmaud Arbery, convicting these men. Is the defense the only side, though, if there were to be counter demonstrations. The defense is the only one that could move for a change of venue, Candace, or could the prosecution do it?
Both sides could actually do it. And you're right, there has been no counter demonstrations. And in fact, the police that have come out and to support these ralliers are saying we're supporting their First Amendment right. That's how they've couched it, to make sure that nothing goes awry. And there's not this pitting of other people together. But as you said, there's only one side so far. So that's where we are right now. But to answer your question, either side can ask for a change of location.
I just thought with all that's at stake, these three defendants, that maybe it was one-sided. You've taught us otherwise. But a lot of people skeptical, Candace, as we close it there, about this part of the country, given what's transpired. But I know you'll stay on it for us. Thank you, Candace. Appreciate your legal mind. Appreciate you as a person, too. Thank you. That was a great segment, too. Love having you.